What if I told you you started as nothing, just dust, just a thought, a whisper in the wind? No power, no shape, no strength, just a tiny particle in an infinite universe. Forgotten, ignored, unseen. But look at you now, breathing, thinking, growing. Still struggling, put down, but still standing. You may not see it yet, but you are becoming something unstoppable. Because every mountain you've ever seen was once just a broken piece of stone. Nobody tells you how hard it is to grow when no one believes in you, to wake up with fear in your chest and still choose to move forward. That tiny particle, that's you. Starting from nothing, no privilege, no shortcut, just pain, pressure, and a purpose you don't fully understand yet. You're judged, mocked, ignored. And the world tells you you're too small to matter. But here's the secret. Pressure doesn't destroy the particle, it transforms it. Coal becomes diamond, grains become cliffs, and humans become legends, but only through struggle. Let me tell you a beautiful story. There's a seed buried under a rock. It doesn't see the sun, it doesn't feel the rain, but it pushes anyway. Through the darkness, through the dirt, through silence. And one day, it breaks through the stone. It breathes, it blooms, it becomes something impossible. A tree that once no one thought would live. You are that seed. You're not meant to stay buried. You're meant to rise. No matter how heavy the stone, no matter how deep the dirt. You think the resistance is a sign to stop? No, it's a sign you're on the right path. Growth doesn't come when everything is easy. It comes when every part of you wants to quit, and you still move anyway. Mountains aren't built in calm weather. They rise through earthquakes, through friction, through fire. They told you success is a straight road. They said talent is enough. They said if you're struggling, you're failing. They lied. Struggle is proof that you're transforming. Rejection is redirection. Pain is the price of progress. You can't rise like a mountain without being broken open first. Let me tell you a story. Kobe Bryant wasn't the most liked. He wasn't the most favored. But he was obsessed with growth, with greatness, with the grind. He trained when others slept. He studied while others scrolled. He wasn't chasing praise. He was building something bigger than noise. That's what made him unstoppable. Not talent, not luck, discipline, fire, focus. He wasn't afraid to be alone. Because the mountain is always alone at the top. Right now your life might feel chaotic, uncertain, heavy, but chaos is not the end. It's the forge. It's where small pieces are melted, reshaped, and reborn stronger. Let the world doubt you. Let them laugh. Because one day, the mountain will stand tall, and those same voices will echo below you in silence. What a beautiful thing someone said. Rejection is not a wall. It's a mirror. Look deeper. Pressure creates power. Let it. Be alone. Be broken. Be focused. That's where legends are born. The particle doesn't just grow, it transforms. That's what you're doing. You're not just chasing success, you're becoming someone new. But here's the part no one tells you. To become the mountain, you must bury the version of you that thinks like dust. There's a voice inside you telling you you're not enough, that you've failed too much, that maybe you should just stay where it's safe. But remember this, mountains are not born in safety. They rise because the ground breaks beneath them, and they refuse to fall back. You have to make a choice. Stay the same, or shatter every limitation ever placed on your name. Let me tell you a story. There was a man locked in a jail cell, not for a crime, but for his beliefs. He was mocked, starved, beaten. He had every reason to hate the world. but in silence he evolved. He read, he prayed, he rebuilt his mind. That man was Nelson Mandela. He didn't just survive the prison. He walked out as a transformed identity, ready to move nations. That's the power of choosing who you become. You can't always choose your pain, but you can always choose your response. The old you fears change. The new you demands it. The old you needed validation. The new you builds in silence. The old you begged for comfort. The new you creates storms to become unshakable in the calm. You are not weak, you are unfinished. And this version of you, it's not your final form, it's your launch pad. What a beautiful thing someone said. You can't carry old thinking into a new destiny. Growth is painful, but so is staying small. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. This is it. This is the moment everything changes. The moment you stop calling yourself just a small particle and start declaring, I am the mountain. You've been crushed, mocked, silenced, broken, doubted, but you're still here. You've crawled through shame, you've bled in silence, you've cried behind closed doors, but you're still standing. And that's not weakness, that's proof of what you're made of. Your past was not a waste. Every rejection, every failure, every lonely night wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you, mold you. Just like pressure shapes stone into a summit, just like fire purifies gold. This isn't just survival. This is resurrection. You didn't go through all of that to stay average. You didn't fight that long to give up now. What's the purpose of becoming a mountain if no one benefits from your rise? Because the truth is, greatness isn't about standing tall alone. It's about casting a shadow that gives others hope, shelter, and strength. We confuse legacy with fame, but legacy isn't about being known by millions. It's about being remembered by the few you lifted when no one else did. The seed doesn't grow just to become a tree. It grows to give shade, to bear fruit, to protect. The mountain doesn't rise for ego. It rises because someone below it needs a place to rest. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who wasn't rich, not famous. She wasn't on magazine covers or stages. She was a teacher in a small village. Day after day, she taught kids under a tree with no books, no electricity, and no spotlight. One of those kids grew up to become a national leader. He credited everything to her, because one mountain helped a small stone believe it could rise too. You don't have to be known by the world to change it. Sometimes your quiet effort builds the loudest legacies. What legacy will you leave? What will your rise inspire? Who will remember your fire, your discipline, your courage? Will you be a temporary spark or an eternal flame? Because one day, your name will fade, but your impact won't. You were never just a particle. You were potential waiting to explode. And now, you're a force the world can't ignore. Once a wise man said that legacy isn't built in front of crowds, it's built in private battles. Be the mountain someone else can climb. You weren't born to be remembered for noise, but for impact.